How did a priest with no words bring a smile to a little girl's face?
Father Peter had always carried a quiet burden. As a young boy, his heart beat to the rhythm of piano keys, each note a dream of a future filled with music. He could see himself, fingers gliding effortlessly across the keys, lost in melodies that stirred souls. But life had other plans. His parents were strict, devout, and had already charted his path. "You will serve God as a priest," they said, exchanging it for the quiet life of a clergyman. And so, Father Peter buried his passion for music deep within. Years passed, and though he was faithful in his duties, something in his soul felt incomplete. It wasn't until one sunny afternoon in a bustling market that fate decided to stir up the old melodies in his heart. As he wandered the market, Father Peter's eyes landed on an old piano, tucked away in a corner. Its worn-out keys called to him like an old friend. He hesitated for a moment, but something stronger than reason pulled him toward the bench. He sat down, placed his trembling fingers on the keys, and began to play. At first, the sound was awkward, clumsy. Passers-by didn't even notice. But Father Peter didn't give up. He closed his eyes, let go of his fears, and allowed the music to flow from his heart. His fingers slowly gained confidence, and suddenly the air was filled with a soft, but still no one stopped to listen, except one little girl. She stood a few feet away, frozen, mesmerizing melody, her wide eyes fixed on Father Peter. As the music swirled around them, the little girl took a hesitant step toward the piano, and then another. Before long, she began to dance, moving in perfect harmony with the priest's music. She twirled, giggled, and danced as if the notes had awakened something deep inside her. Father Peter opened his eyes and saw her. His heart, once heavy with regret, lifted as he watched her delicate movements. He smiled, not just with his lips, but with his soul. The two souls, so different in age and life experience, connected in that moment. As the final note faded, the little girl stopped dancing. And just like that, the world resumed its usual pace. But that fleeting moment, those shared smiles, would remain with both of them forever. Years later, the little girl, now a young woman, would sit at her own piano. And every time she played, she remembered the old priest who had once filled her heart with music. She never knew his name, but his music, and the unspoken bond they shared that day, had left an indelible mark on her soul.